Today, I have a super fun project. I'm refinishing this little table. I picked it up at Value Village with a 30% off coupon, and it was only $7.99 to start. What a steal! It's solid wood, so I'm not going to be using paint stripper. Instead, I'm going to be using oven cleaner. I'm Anna. Continue watching to see this table get transformed. The first step is so easy. Spray oven cleaner all over the furniture, completely covering it. Oh, and do this outside. It's messy, and even though it says fume-free, it totally stinks weird. Leave the oven cleaner on for half an hour. While the oven cleaner is doing its thing, fill a bucket with warm soapy water and grab yourself some scrub brushes or a sponge. Scrub off the finish. I really mean scrub. It's more elbow grease than I expected. Rinse off with water and repeat as needed. It's the next day and the table has dried overnight. And I'm gonna share my thoughts on the easy off process. Do I like it? Yeah, I totally think it's great. I just have a few things that I should have done differently. One, I should have been in the shade, but it was a bit cool in the afternoon and I didn't want to be cold, so I did it in the sun. But the spots where the sun was hitting directly, those the easy off didn't get through as well, like the top and like some parts of these legs. And the other part that I wish was really stressed to me was you really, really need to scrub. It's not just you spray it on and it does the work and you rinse it and it's good. No, you really need to get in there and scrub. So I should have allowed more time so then I could have scrubbed better. Thirdly, I used this entire can. So I would recommend picking up multiple cans. I should have used 2 on this project. So does it work? Totally. Like this part is amazing. Like this just looks so good. Are there things I should have done differently? For sure. But there are spots that didn't get stripped well enough, so I'm going to sand. I don't feel like going and buying another can. I'm just going to do some sanding. But easy off isn't just for your oven. It's for furniture stripping. Who would have known? The table's all sanded and ready to be finished. Actually, it's been ready for quite a few months. It's February now, and I started this back in the spring, no, in the fall. Yeah, it was the fall. And I just had a lot of other projects to do in the meantime, and I thought this is a nice thing I could finish indoors in the winter. So that's what I'm doing. It's my story. I'm sticking to it. Anyways, I want to first coat everything with wood conditioner. I did a little more research on wood conditioner since the last time I used it, and it does make the stain lighter when you put it on, which is totally good for this project because I'm doing a light gray and I want it to look light. So adding the wood conditioner on top of everything will give me a nice, evener, I guess, more even finish, and then it'll lighten up the stain a bit, which works in this situation for me. So that's what I'm going to do. So first, wood conditioner, let it dry for about half an hour, and then stain. All right, pre-stain is done. I think I left it for half an hour. I went and did other stuff. I pretend worked out and I was running around the house doing things. So that to me is half an hour, so it's ready. Not only does it smell bad, it also looks pretty bad. I really don't like how much of the yellow it's pulled up, so let's cover it up with gray. Now, I like to apply my stain and then wipe it off. I just like how that looks. I've seen some other people, they just put the stain on and leave it. I just don't like that look. I like, not that I really love the wood grain to show through, I just think the result just looks better. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be adding it in patches and then wiping it off. Now, if you like it the other way, that's totally cool. It's just, that's just not going on in my house because this is for my house. This isn't a project for someone else. It's totally for me. So I'm going to wipe on and wipe off. I guess that's from a movie that I never watched. Well, anyways, staining time. The first coat is dry, and I'm not sure if I'm loving the color. It's very blue-gray. I want to give it one more coat, and I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'll see what I think. I might put a coat of like a brownie something on top, just another stain. I don't know, why not? But first, one more coat of this gray, and then I'm gonna let it dry completely before I decide what I'm gonna do to it. Well, that's my plan. It's the next day, and I've let this dry overnight, and the color is much better. It's definitely more gray and not as much as the blue that I wasn't liking. I still want to give one more coat to the top, and I want to sand it. There's just a little bit of, it's not as smooth, especially right here. It's not as smooth and soft as I would like, so I'm gonna give it a little quick sand, and then I'm going to give it one more coat, and then that's it for stain. Now, you may have noticed when I was staining this, there's parts that I missed, like I just didn't stain them at all. That's because I want to paint them, and I'm going to use this little tube of Fusion paint, and this is Little Lamb. So this is what I'm going to do, just like as an accent on some of they look kind of like buttresses, they're like holding up parts of the table, and I thought that would look cute with just a little bit of an accent of this Fusion gray. So I'm gonna paint that today, and then I have to let everything dry so I can seal it. So paint and last coat of sand and stain. Yeah. Paint and stain is all done. I can move on to sealing the table, the last step. And I'm going to do that with wax. I really like the texture that wax gives to a piece of furniture, so that's why I'm using wax instead of like a polyurethane or some other sealer. I just like how that feels. So that's what I'm gonna be doing here. I also painted the feet. I originally wanted to paint the feet, then I changed my mind. I kind of went back and forth, and then Ralph came in to see the table, and he thought that just the buttresses looked weird. He actually thought that the stain had just absorbed into the buttresses differently. He didn't even realize it was paint. It just looked that odd to him. So we agreed, and I painted the feet, and I think they look pretty cute. So happy with that, and let's get on to waxing. Even though I've done this several times, I'm still surprised how color changes furniture. I didn't change anything about the style of this table, just the color, and it went from outdated to current. There is one thing I wanted to mention about using the oven cleaner. Because of how much water is used, you can separate seams in the wood. The buttresses, I did have to hammer down a little bit because they did start to separate, like where the nails were, or they are actually staples, that started to separate. So that's one thing. If you have a delicate piece, you might not want to use the oven cleaner if you're worried that it could get, I don't know, separated anyway. So delicate pieces, I might not recommend using the oven cleaner. Another thing, which I'm not sure is due to using the oven cleaner or just the age of the piece, but when I was sanding and staining, I noticed little cracks appear on the top here wherever the wood was joined, but they disappeared after I waxed the piece. So I don't know if it was really a problem, but they're all gone now. Lastly, and I don't know why I didn't put this together a long time ago, when you're staining with a water-based product, you have to sand in between each coat because you raise the grain, like the water raises the grain of the wood, and it gets a little rough, so like a little fuzzy, so you have to sand that down. But you don't have to do that when you use an oil-based product. Now, I did sand the last, between the last coats. That's only because I had patches of the stain where it kind of settled. It wasn't wiped off really smoothly. So that's what I had to just kind of smooth out. And then after I waxed it, this is super smooth and so nice. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. That lets YouTube know to recommend it to other people. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon with another project. Bye! Hi, Tsitsa. There's a kitty cat, like, right there. Oh, I scared her away. Bye. Oh, random cats, cool. Okay. Now, some parts, oh gosh, no. Let's just stop this. Oh yeah, we're recording, gosh. Now I'm ready to seal the project. No,